So Floyd Mayweather is currently facing felony charges for passing a bad check.
They keep saying Floyd Mayweather is broke. Cars, watches, entourage, all the money is gone, they say. The same story every few years, dusted off and recycled like a bad sequel. Funny how the loudest voices saying it never seem to be the ones who actually sat across the table from him when the real checks were being cut. Let's look into the method and madness of Floyd Mayweather. Forever money.
I've been gone from the sport, and what these fighters done since I've been gone, together in pay-per-view, out of all the fighters, haven't topped what I've done in 2 fights.
The pay-per-view has been pretty good for Manny Pacquiao fights lately, Floyd.
They still haven't topped what I've done in 2 fights.
Let's start with the only thing that actually matters, the receipts. Floyd Mayweather earned over $1.2 billion in the ring. This is not including career endorsement earnings. Ring money, purse, and pay-per-view shares, $1.2 billion from boxing alone. $250 million against Pacquiao, $300 million against Conor McGregor. Those 2 fights paid more than the most fighters ever make in their entire career. Unlike almost every other big-name boxer before him, he didn't take a purse and hand the rest over to a promoter. In 2007, he bought himself free and built Mayweather Promotions. He kept the promotional fees. He controlled the branding. He owned the machine that printed the money. That's not how most fighters operate. Mike Tyson made hundreds of millions and still ended up broke. Holyfield, De La Hoya even at certain points in time. This is a real pattern. The fighters make the money, the machine around them keeps most of it. Floyd flipped the script. He became the machine. So when people say he spent it all on cars and watches, what they're really saying is they don't understand how capital works at this level. You can buy every watch in Switzerland and still have generational wealth left if the underlying structure is solid. Business inertia is a real thing. Brand volume is a real thing. An undefeated 50-0 record with his name money attached to it doesn't evaporate because somebody bought a few Bugattis.
You are now tuned in to Method Madness.
Trying and taking advantage of what you know what I'm gonna
do, because you don't ever give me a fair shake. You know that? So I'm gonna go and let you talk to Victor Ortiz, all right? I'm through. They put somebody else up and give me an interview.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know shit about boxing. You ain't shit. You're not shit.
I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass.
You won't do shit.
These broke stories never come from nowhere. They circulate in certain circles, usually from people who either wanted a piece of the pie and didn't get it, or who simply cannot stand the ideal that a black man from Grand Rapids controlled his own billion-dollar output without needing their approval. It's always the same tone, smug, knowing. We tried to warn him. He should have listened. Typical. Meanwhile, Floyd is still walking around with properties, still paying his people's bills, and still posting stacks whenever he feels like it. In 2026, he sat down and said it plain. Nobody took his houses, his family is still taken care of, and his employees are paid. He's good. But the narrative doesn't care about that. The narrative needs him broke, because a solvent Floyd Mayweather with full control of his name, his promotion, and his capital is a problem. Not a boxing problem, a business problem.
You are now tuned in to Method Madness.
You know what's crazy? And I don't know whether it's true, but I was hanging out at Wes Watson's house. Right, he's a big fitness influencer.
Yeah,
you know who he is, right? So we did a house tour.
Bald headed dude.
Yeah,
white
dude, big,
prisoner guy.
Prisoner guy, right? Exactly. So when we're getting ready to shoot, he's got like these kind of people at his house,
Right.
and there's this like old school jeweler dude there. Like they're like, oh, this is like one of the OG jeweler guys. This is like who everyone else gets their stuff from. And he told me, and I'm not gonna say who it is, but he's like, Mayweather's broke. I said, no. He's like, no, really.
If you want a clue why this will happen, look around America's corporate landscape. How many black-owned companies operate at the scale of Nike, Adidas, or major sports conglomerates? The real ones. Not celebrity merch lines, not temporary hype brands, actual institutions of power globally distributed, manufacturing leverage, and cultural ownership. You can count them on one hand with fingers left over. And this is not a coincidence. Floyd Mayweather still moves product. TMT still carries weight. The money team is not just a catchphrase. It's a brand that was built without asking any permission. If that brand ever fully matures into apparel, lifestyle, media, and ownership structure at true scale, it becomes something that the current gatekeepers cannot ignore or easily absorb. America runs on a handful of companies that control culture, sports, and consumption. Those companies did not get there by accident, and they do not stay there by being generous with new entries, especially ones that arrive with independent capital and zero interest in playing the traditional game. So the easiest move is the oldest one. Attack the man's character and financial publicity until the ideal of him building anything serious looks ridiculous. He's broke. He's reckless. He can't handle money. Repeated enough times, and even some of his own people will start repeating it. A classic play. Defame the individual so the institution never has to compete with the ideal of him.
You are now tuned in to Method Madness.
It is extremely difficult to go completely broke when you have already crossed a certain threshold of capital, brand equity, and ownership. Money at that level doesn't just sit in a checking account waiting to be spent. It compounds. It buys assets. It creates leverage. It generates its own gravity. You can live loud. You can buy cars. You can keep an entourage. You can even take some bad business hits and still not end up in the soup line. Floyd didn't just earn money. He structured the earnings so that the large percent of the value stayed under his control. That is the difference between a high-paid athlete and someone building an actual empire. Most people never grasp this distinction, which is why the "he spent it all" story keeps working. There's no clean way Floyd Mayweather ends up broke in the way they keep telling it. The numbers are too large. The structure is too international. The brand still has too much residual power. What you're watching is not financial analysis. It's containment. They're not worried about the cars or their watches. They're worried about what happens if a black man who already made over $1 billion on his own terms decides to turn that into a real company. The kind that doesn't need their blessing, their partnership, or their permission. The money team. There's no way Floyd is broke. They just don't want a mega company to be born that they don't control. And that, more than any rumor, is the real story. Watch it, subscribe, you.